G'day lovely people, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat. This will be my really quite crammed Knackers Yard again. By way of update on Tango, I got the exhaust off. I've had a brief go at trying to weld. My welding's not good enough to do anything like that, but the bit that drove me more, and a few of you pointed out when I first did it, my repairs on the numerous holes are just shoddy. And a few people said, oh, you'll be chasing errors, just get a replacement. So that's exactly what I've done, or when I first started playing with the exhaust actually. So that's exactly what I've done. I've just ordered a replacement, so that'll be along. Now it is disappointing when shit goes wrong, but I'd rather it happen when I had it than after I'd sold it on. I wouldn't want to be selling on anything that's got, you know, a known fault. Well, it wasn't even known then. It would be heartbreaking if somebody bought it and 3 days later they went, the exhaust is fucking gone, because it then puts me in an awkward situation as well of, you know, oh, I'll have it back, have your money back, all that sort of thing. Or alternatively the whole, nope, sold as seen, all yours big fella. I don't want to screw people over. So replacement coming in a few days. I had an early start this morning, had to go and pick up an eBay purchase for CBF. Now CBF's MOT is up next weekend, I think, so might be another pop in to see Charlie. But so weekend's going to be spent just going over things, tying things down, making sure everything's hunky-dory. But my early start this morning was, I found some panniers. Now these are ludicrously expensive. I mean, just look online, there's kind of, you know, anywhere between, Christ, 200 and 350 quid. I got these for 52, I think. Off eBay. I had to drive up and pick them up about an hour each way, so £52 plus diesel, so probably £352. And they're a bit shoddy, but they're fine. It doesn't have keys. We've just been researching, me and the missus have just been researching. It's got the key number on there. There are several varieties of the lock, but we think we've got the right one. I've just ordered a key for like £7, I think. And if it's the right one, I'll get more copied. But what I am going to do, some of today and probably throughout the weekend, is just tidy it up a little bit. I'm going to try and whip these off. Having seen the replacement for them, there's just the screw behind the badge, and then they're double-sided, sticky taped on. Take them off, give them a clean up, give them a rub down. If I can be bothered, I'll get some colour match paint and go for the same blue, or I'll just leave black. I'm not that sure as yet. But you know, I'm not going to use them brackets often. It's going to be, for those that have seen my videos of filtering, it's going to be really hard with them on, but it just gives me an option. But more importantly, as, when and if we do part company, it's a major selling point that it's got its full pannier set as well. So I'm going to whip the screw off the back, chuck a sharp blade around the edge, and just see if I can ease those off. I'll start with the worst one, because if I fuck it up, it's not really too much of a drama, and then I'll see how we get on. Right, and there we go, some pissing around with a sharp blade later. It's just that one screw through, sticky tape around the side, and the panels are now over here. Now they actually, you know, look relatively shiny on a camera, but they are quite, that one's not too bad. They are quite shagged, and this one is the worst one by a small country mile. So I'm going to give them a rub down and then just break out some filler, I think. Not quite sure about the base pieces. I had a look at taking the whole door off, but it's a blind bolt at the bottom, which is a pain in the arse. I could drill, and I don't really want to do that. It's how I get rid of that scarring. So I rub it down. This is kind of textured, and I'm going to end up with a shiny spot. Don't know. I'll have a think about that, or whether or not I just skim and paint as well. Obviously, all of this shit's going to have to come off, but I'm not particularly in a rush. Let's give these a bit of a rub down, bit of a key in, and break out some filler. And there we go, bit of a rub down, bit of dolphin glaze, particularly on the roughest bits. I'm going to leave that to harden properly. Some housework to do first, and see how we get on with a rub down. And quite a lot later, chores and life and stuff, bit of a rub down, bit of a smooth down. I've got rid of a lot of them, but I'm only really going to be able to tell once I've chucked some primer on. So let's get that done, and we'll see how we're looking. Right, a decent coat of primer later, and the simple answer to how it's gone is pretty good. It's not perfect. Got a couple of little nicks, etc. I could re-go over them, re-prime, etc. But I'm honestly not fussed. The top box has obviously been through the wars. I don't need these to be perfect. I just didn't want them to look like I'd just come off that morning. Now, if I was going for perfection, yeah, and complete uniformity, I would be getting a sample of paint, taking it to Bodyworks and getting these done in blue. But frankly, I can't be bothered. So they're going to go black. So this is going to have, and it looks fine in black anyway, it's absolutely fine. Get those black. I've got a little bit more primer to do, I think. I'll just finish off the can of Halford Special that I've got kicking around over there, and then chuck some black on and see how they end up looking. I'm loving my little paint, Lazy Susan. It's brilliant. Makes life so much easier. And I'm back to my spiritual home of shade tree painting. Cheers. Alright, and there we go. They're actually levelling up quite nicely. If I was Del Boy, I'd be playing guitar music. This is wet paint. It's not that good. But yeah, that'll do it for this, or for today anyway. It's got other stuff to be doing, and I need to leave this to dry and cure. And I'll probably give it a bit of a rub down tomorrow. So I'll probably chuck it in the same vid. So it's ta-da for me for now. I'll see you in a few seconds. Do you know what? I was so distracted with everything else, I forgot lacquer. I was going to put raw paint on. That's just not me. So that's about halfway through its lacquer coat. I'm using whatever I've got, frankly, and I've got some spare cheapy stuff that I can't remember what it was for. But you know, it's better than out. So I'm just banging that on. It's you know, in true Del Boy style, showing you when it's wet because it looks better. But you can see it is really quite uneven. It's going to need a fair amount of flattening back, but that's fine. It's a simple enough job. It's a nice quiet morning job. You can see a big nib there, or a big blot. There we go, just there. But frankly, you know, this is my bike. It's my used bike. I'm not that bothered. If I was really bothered, this would be blue. Cool. And this is really just me sorting bits of shit out while I wait for the pipes for Tango, and so I can get Tango away, because I need the space as much as anything else. It's too much of a cram in that garage otherwise. I've got a few other bits to do on blue, just to get an MOT wise. I want to check the pads. There's a few other bits and pieces I want to do. I'm not entirely sure that the stator's doing everything it needs to do, because it does labour a little bit on first start. But that's all good stuff to follow. I think I am just going to push this one out as is, just if nothing else, as a little bit of progress. If nothing else, you can see these look fucking brilliant from a distance. Nice from afar, far from nice. Cheers all, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later on. Ta-da.